एक पायलट हूँ तो मेरे को तो यही चीजें पसंद आएंगी ना। ये देखिए, इसमें जहाज है, यहाँ पे जहाज उड़ रहा है, मूवमेंट मतलब बहुत पसंद आया मुझे।
क्या कहेंगे इसके बारे में?
जो ये एविएशन कलेक्शन है जिसको रनवे कलेक्शन के नाम से ब्रांड किया गया है, मैं मानती हूँ एक बहुत ही खूबसूरत ट्रिब्यूट है उन महिलाओं के लिए जो एविएशन सेक्टर में है, और सेक्टर बहुत बड़ा है। हम पायलट्स की बात कर सकते हैं, कैबिन क्रू की बात कर सकते हैं, बट कमर्शियल स्टाफ है, इंजीनियरिंग स्टाफ है, रैम्प स्टाफ है, तो एविएशन सेक्टर में एक महिलाओं को ट्रिब्यूट देने का अटेम्प्ट है कैरेटलेन का, और मैं मानती हूँ बहुत ही बढ़िया अटेम्प्ट है।
किस तरह की वैरायटी है इसमें स्टोर्स में किस तरह की वैरायटी है?
स्टोर्स में तो आपको सब तरह की वैरायटी मिलेंगी। फ्रॉम जो हम लोग का कलेक्शन यूजुअली हम बनाते हैं वो बहुत मॉडर्न स्टाइल से बनाते हैं जो लोग रोज पहन सकते हैं, एंड एक्चुअली उसी के सोच में से ये रनवे वाला कलेक्शन हमने बनाया, क्योंकि अगर आप देखेंगे बहुत ही डिफरेंट कलेक्शन है, ऐसा कलेक्शन आपको और कहीं नहीं मिलेगा, एंड इट इज़ वेरी अफोर्डेबल। मतलब 10,000 के नीचे से करीब 60-70 हज़ार तक मैक्सिमम प्राइस इसका जाएगा ऑन दिस कलेक्शन। सो वेरी अफोर्डेबल, वेरी मच डेली वेयर, वेरी मच स्टाइलिश।
Hi Atul. Hello Atul, I'm Steven from Jewel Buzz. You know, Runway, Caratlane is a storied organization. You all democratize and revolutionize jewelry. Now Runway, very innovative thing.
And I think one of the core things that comes to our mind is we don't want to do something that others have already done. And in one of these idea sessions, an idea came up from one of the team members that why can we not make a collection that is built around the aviation industry. And as we thought about it, we thought it was a very brilliant idea because nobody else has done it. And actually the women in aviation in India have done us proud. I think you saw the video down. In India, 15% of the pilots are women, which is 3 times the global average. Right? We have women now flying fighter jets. We have women really taking up every aspect of the aviation industry, leading that path. In fact, which is why we invited Gul Panag to be, to come for this launch and be with us, because she herself is a pilot. And again, I'd be love to hear your story, but I think from what I know, did it because she wanted to do a point of saying that this is something I want to do and I want to achieve this. So we feel in a way it really brings in a lot of inspiration, and it's a tribute to the aviation industry, but also a collection that is very much wearable, and we think our customers are really going to like this kind of design.
And sliding the plane on the rings and all engages them with the piece itself.
Yes, I think that is where the design team led by Meghna over here, they really had to bring in a lot of effort and thought on how can we create this in a manner that truly brings alive.
In fact, that's what prompted my question, innovative, out-of-the-box ideas to be ahead of the curve. Anyway, congratulations.
Thank you.
We have so many things which women are doing, like the aviation industry, and making India proud. Absolutely. Sophia Qureshi,
I think it was fantastic
Shivani
to see
Singh, Rafael.
two women officers, one from the Army and one from the Air Force, do the issue briefing from the Ministry of Defence. It just sets us above and beyond anything in our neighbourhood, firstly, and puts us right up there with the top global powers, because this is assertion of a certain kind of power which I hate to say the subcontinent can't counter. There's no country in the Indian subcontinent, including the dragon-based northern neighbor, that can come up with something like that. So I think with this, apart from the stupendous success of the operation, just the optics of how it was, the briefings were done, it puts you right up there with the global players. And the very fact is that I believe India is a global player economically, from a culture standpoint, and of course soon to be, will be the third largest economy, as per newspaper reports from about 2 days ago.
Yes,
overtaking
the world. the world is acknowledging us also.
Yes,
Yeah.
I think
We are the fourth largest, and in
we
2
will be.
years,
We're
yeah.
heading to the third largest.
Third largest.
So the thing is, these are just pointers of where we are, and I think sometimes it's important to remind the world what's actually happening in India. You know, as Atul just said, 15% of pilots in India. Although I have to say that we can't restrict the runway collection to pilots alone, but to come back to that, to finish that point, 15% of pilots are women in India, which is 3 times the global average. But that's not the point that I want to also make. I also want to make a point that in the aviation sector, specifically in the cockpit, it's the only job in the world where there is pay parity. So typically what will happen is women will encounter a glass ceiling. You hire a woman executive for any kind of a job. There will be resistance to pay her what the male equivalent or the predecessor or successor has gotten or will get. This is an industry-wide documented phenomenon, apart from aviation. So the salaries are fixed for a captain and for a
The
first
number of
officer. Whether
hours
you happen
that
to
you
be a
put in.
woman or a man is incidental. So the only industry in the world where there's 100% pay parity without having to ask for it.
and you're striding both the worlds.
I mean, I think human beings are by default multifaceted. So.
The collection is so aspiring.
Yeah, I mean, I can't
Even
get
the
over
young
this.
ones.
This, I've never seen this. I mean, this is nice. And
Everything is so pretty, so charming.
you should call me more often. But this is, I'm fascinated. I'm like, if my son was here, he's upstairs at physics office, he would be like just looking at all of this. It's just very eye-catching.
Yes, it is. And it's perfect for the Gen Zs also, aspiring to,
I think also the other thing that we were talking about, I don't think it's only about the aviation world, right? There's a travel. What does an aeroplane symbolize? It symbolizes a
passion
sense of
for travel.
empowerment. That you have what it takes to get away, and to be able to underline that with where's it gone?
It's there. It won't go anywhere. Don't
It's gone. Like, I'm so scared.
So it kind of encompasses the travel and the tourism
Yes,
industry
absolutely.
also. It talks about getting the nations, cultures together, on one platform. And India is already a country where the world is looking up to in every sector.
Absolutely. And really, that's the thought with which we designed this whole collection.
And this is so pretty that it's something that I think the women today would not hesitate to pick up something like this.
I think light and wearable as well has been
It's
seen.
very wearable. That's exactly what it says.
I think that's the core philosophy of how we design Runway at Caratlane. We don't want to make things which people wear only once in a while. In fact, we have a saying within the company that if we design something which customers don't want to wear every day, then we have not done justice, because we want them to love our designs so much that we want them to wear it every single day. And that thought goes through in every design, every collection.
You're carrying it off.
I'm really distracted. I can't stop looking at it. Thank you.
Why not?
I mean, they have everything otherwise.
No,
They totally do.
they constantly complain.
No, but on a more serious note, we of course
We'll have
have a
some
men's
pins,
range, and not in this collection, but in the other things that we do.
Because if I have to get my husband, he's like,
But a lot of the stuff is unisex, right? Like this
This,
is
yeah.
This, I
Then you
mean,
can
also
wear it.
this, just, I can't take my eyes off. Sorry.
thank you.
Thank you very much.